Well, see, I live in Santa Cruz, but I've been doing a lot of traveling for the temple, Vedic Planetarium, Mayapur Temple, collect funds, but it's also very far. It's for me to come an hour each way, and I can't afford the gas. But I want to come more often because there's no temple there. No, we have a house there. Not a big house, but my wife, 2 sons. But there's no temple. I mean, you can make your house a temple, but it's not the same. This is such a nice temple. I need to come more often. I need the association. Basically, yeah. I came once just to see, but I haven't been to any of the programs yet. Because when they started when was the opening? Oh, okay. Last time, no. Anyway, I was traveling all summer, and I was in India for 6 weeks in February, March last year. Yeah, you were. Oh, you went to go? Oh, really? You like it there, huh? Oh, really? Yeah, some land. So many people are building apartments there, too. But even outside of the Mayapur, people are building apartment complexes and things, yeah. Water is good. Oh. Vrindavan doesn't have. Oh, yes, right. Yeah, yeah. So much water, it floods.
Hi, Krishna Prabhu, so nice to see you. I'm glad you could make it. So Prabhuji, 6 to 6:30 is the bhajan and Abhishek. So we're ready to start Abhishek as soon as
We'll do Abhishek at the same time?
right now, yeah, during the bhajan.
During the bhajans, okay.
And then 6:30 to 7:40, he will give a class. And then 7:40, we have just announcements and acknowledgement. 7:45, we'll have MSF offering, which is monthly Sankirtan festival offering. And then 8 o'clock, we just directly go into the Gaura. So you're good till 7:40.
Okay. Thank you.
So all your show. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Roger, can you give me one?
Okay, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We're going to chant some bhajans for Lord Nityananda during the Abhishek, which will start now. So if you want to, wherever you want to sit, just get a songbook and follow the chanting. Don't play the harmonium. No harmonium for these. I like these bhajans, just kartal and mridanga. It's nice. Huh? Sure. Yeah. These particular bhajans I like simple, like Bengali. Yes. Yeah. Okay, page number, first song, Nityananda Nishta, page 101. This is a famous song everybody knows. Do you know how to play the 1-2-1-2 on the cartels? Okay. Jai Sri Sri Gaura Nitai Nityananda Trayodasha Ki Jai. Jai Nimanitai. Nitai pada kamala Koti chandra sushitala Nitai pada kamala Koti chandra sushitala Nitai pada kamala Koti chandra sushitala Nitai pada Mala Koti Chandra Sushitalam Jai Chayaya Jagata Judhai Chayaya Jagata Judhai Jai Chayaya Jagata Judhai Chayaya Jagata Judam He no nitai bhine bhai Radha Krishna paite nai He no nitai bhine bhai He no nitai bhine bhai Radha Krishna paite nai He no nitai vine bhai Radha Krishna paite nai Dridha kodi dhado nitai bhai Dridha kodi dhado nitai Dridha kodi dhado nitai bhai Dha kodi dhado nitai bhai Se sambandha nahi jar Britha janma gelo tar Se sambandha nahi jar Janma gelo tar Se sambandha nahi jar Britha janma gelo tar Se sambandha nahi jar Britha janma gelo tar Se pashu bhoro durachar Se pashu bhoro durachar Se pashu bhoro durachar Se pashu bhoro durachar Nitai na bolilo mukhe Majilo sangsara sukhe Nitai na bolilo mukhe Nitai no sangsara dukhe Nitai na bolilo mukhe Majilo sangsara sukhe Majilo sangsara sukhe Vidyakule ki kori bhetar Vidyakule ki kori bhetar Vidyakule ki kori bhetar Vidyakule ki kori bhetar Ahankara mata hoya Nitai pada pasariya
Paramata hoya nitai pada pasariya pada pasariya Daro nitai charana dukam asatyere satya kori mani asatyere satya kori mani asatyere satya kori mani asatyere satya kori mani Nitayir karuna hobe Braje Radha Krishna pabe Nitayir karuna hobe Braje Radha Krishna pabe Nitayir karuna hobe Braje Radha Krishna pabe Karuna hobe na pabe Dharo nitai charana gupane Dharo nitai charana gupane Dharo nitai charana gupane Nitai charana dukana Nitayir karuna hom Nitayir charana satya Tahara sevaka nitya Nitayir charana satya Nitayir charana satya Tahara sevaka nitya Nitai pada sadakoro asha Nitai pada sadakoro asha Nitai pada sadakodo asha Nitai pada sadakodo asha Narotamo bharoduki Nitai mode korosuki Koroduki Korosuki Narotamo bharoduki Nitai mode korosuki Bharoduki Nitai mode korosuki Rakho ranga charanera pasha Ranga charanera pasha Rakho ranga charanera pasha Ranga charanera pasha Nitai pada kamala Koti chandra sushitala Nitai pada kamala Koti chandra sushitala Koti chandra sushitala Ye chaya jagata jurai Jagata jurai Ye chaya jagata jurai Jagata Translation. Oh, we have it up there. The lotus feet of Lord Nityananda are a shelter where one will get the soothing moonlight, not only of one, but of millions of moons. If the world wants to have real peace, it should take shelter of Lord Nityananda. Unless one takes shelter under the shade of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, it will be very difficult for him to approach Radha Krishna. If one actually wants to enter into the dancing party of Radha Krishna, he must firmly catch hold of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. Someone else can read it. Yeah.
Hari Hari. Anyone who has not established his relationship with Nityananda Prabhu is understood to have spoiled his valuable human birth. Such a human birth is actually an uncontrollable animal because he never uttered the holy name of Nityananda. He has become merged into so-called material happiness. What can his useless education and family tradition do to help him?
Being maddened after false prestige and identification with the body, one is thinking, oh, what is Nityananda? What can he do for me? I don't care. The result is that he is accepting something false to be truth. If you actually want to approach the association of Radha Krishna, you must first achieve the mercy of Lord Nityananda. When he is merciful toward you, then you will be able to approach Radha Krishna. Therefore, you should firmly grasp the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda.
The lotus feet of Nityananda are not illusion. They are a fact. One who engages in the transcendental loving service of Nityananda is also transcendental. Always try to catch the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. This Narottam Das is very unhappy. Therefore, I am praying to Lord Nityananda to make me happy. My dear Lord, please keep me close to your lotus feet.
Next bhajan is on page 138. Jai Nimai Nitai. Nityananda Ki Jai. Srila Nityananda Ram. This is called Nitai Gunamani by Lochan Das Thakur. Nityananda, the Jewel of Virtues. Page 138. 138. Nitai Gunamani Amar, Nitai Gunamani. Nitai Gunamani Amar, Nitai Gunamani. Aniya Premera Vanya Basaila Vani. Aniya Premera Vanya Basaila Vani. Premera Vanya Laya Nitaila Goda Desha. Mera Vanya Laya Nitai Aila Goda De. Premera Vanya Laila Nitai Aila Goda Deshe. Premera Vanya Laya Aila Goda De. Dubilo Bakatagana Dina Hina Bhase. Dubilo Bakatagana Dina Hina Bhase. Dina Hina Patita Pamara Nahi Bache. Nahina Patita Pamara Nahi. Dinahina patita pamara nahi bache. Brahmara durlabha preme sabakareyache. Brahmara durlabha prema sabakareyache. Abadha karuna sindhu nitai katiya muhan. Abadha karuna sindhu nitai katiya muhan. Gare gare bule prema amiyara bhan. Gare gare bule prema amiyara bhan. Lochana bale mora nitaye bana bajilo. Lochana bale mora nitaye bana bajilo. Jani ashu niyase atma gati hoilo. Jani ashu niyase atma gati hoilo. Nitai guna mani amara nitai guna mani. Nitai guna mani amara nitai guna mani. Aniya premera vanya bhashaila vani. Aniya premera vanya bhashaila vani. Premere vanya laya nitai I love Gauda Deshe. Premera vanya laya nitai I love Gauda Deshe. Dubilo bhakata gana dina hina bhashe. Dina hina gam. Dina hina patita pamara nahi bhache. Hina pati bhara nahi. Dina hina patita pamara nahi bhache. Brahmara durlabha prema sabakareyache. Brahmachara durlabha prema sabharatanyache. Durlabha prema sabharatanyache. Abadha karuna sindhu nitai kariya muhan. Abadha karuna sindhu nitai kariya muhan. Gare gare bule prema amayaban. Gare gare bule prema ameyaraban. Lochana bale mora nitaye bana bajilo. Lochana bale more nitaye bana bajilo. Lochana bale more nitaye bana bajilo. Jani ashu niyase atma gati hoilo. Jani ashu niyase atma gati hoilo. Nitai guna mani amara nitai guna mani. Nitai guna mani amara nitai guna mani. Aniya premera vanya bhashaila vani. Aniya premera vanya bhashaila vani. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Nitai, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Nitai. Jaya Nitai, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Nitai. Jaya Nitai, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Translation.
My Lord Nityananda, the jewel of all virtues, my Lord Nityananda, the jewel of all virtues, has brought the flood of aesthetic love of God that has drowned the entire world. Bringing this overwhelming deluge of prema when he returned to Bengal from Jagannath Puri on Lord Chaitanya's order, Nitai has inundated the assembly of devotees. The fallen non-devotees did not drown, however, but remained floating on the surface of that aesthetic ocean.
This exalted prema, which is difficult even for Lord Brahma to attain, was freely offered by Lord Nityananda even to the fallen and wretched souls who did not desire it. The ocean of mercy had formerly been sealed tight, but Nitai cut a channel in its boundary to allow the great flooding waves of nectarian prema to splash from house to house. Lochandas says, by neglecting to worship my Nitai or take advantage of this excellent opportunity he offers, a person knowingly commits suicide.
Hare Krishna. So today is the appearance day of Lord Nityananda. Haribol. And there's a lot that could be discussed and talked about and read. Mostly I'm going to read because it's said so much better by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. But when I have the opportunity to give presentations about the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium, I usually give it in terms of the universal history also. I mean, it's like a lecture. I'm not just talking about the temple. And so I usually talk about things like this anyway, which we're going to read. Because Nityananda, Sri Nityananda Ram is none other than Lord Balaram, Krishna's brother, first expansion, and plays a very important role in the spiritual realm, and also when he appears as Balaram or as Nityananda, and many, many other facets which we'll hear about. the spiritual duties of Balaram. Very interesting point, because Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, and his expansions also feel like they're his servants. All the Vishnus, all the Narayan, they all feel that they're the servants of Krishna. They all try to assist Krishna. So when Krishna appears also as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Panchatattva, you have the Lord, his expansions, his incarnations, his internal energy, his devotional, the devotee potency. They all come to assist the Lord. Even though some of those Panchatattva, 3 are Vishnu Tattva, they're the Lord himself, but they come to assist Krishna in his enjoyment. And similarly, we, as the Vibhinangshas, the parts and parcels of Krishna, are meant for the same function. And to the degree that we accept that function, we'll be happy. And to the degree that we don't accept that function, we'll be in illusion or unhappy. There's really, it's kind of black and white, but there's a lot of gray in there. You know, the percentages of how it all balances out in our consciousness. So the more we become Krishna conscious, the more we will be happy. And Lord Nityananda appears very special. You know, this temple of the Vedic Planetarium in Mayapur was foretold by Nityananda to Jiva Goswami. We say that because there's a quote, I don't have any of that with me here, but there's a quote where he took Jiva Goswami on a parikrama of Navadvip, of Mayapur and Navadvip, and he said, he pointed, I'm assuming it was where we're building the temple, because that's what we are all saying, that one day a very unique Adbhuta Mandir, the Adbhuta Mandir, will appear from which the glories of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be distributed. So this is Lord Nityananda's prediction. It's his words. So he said it must happen. And he distributes love of Godhead freely to everyone. Lord Chaitanya distributes, but especially Lord Nityananda distributes. We know from Bhagavad Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata adbhutanam dharmasya atadatmanam srjami aham. Whenever the Lord comes, He comes to reestablish religious principles and to annihilate the miscreants and bring pleasure to the devotees. So this incarnation of Chaitanya and Nitai, you can't have one without the other. Chaitanya, Nitai, Nitai, Chaitanya. What is that song? Vaisheshika sings all the Doyal Nitai, Chaitanya, Lachrayar Marman. I don't know that one, but by heart. But so when Chaitanya and Nitai come, they especially distribute freely love of God, not just establishing religious principles. They're distributing the highest principle of love of God, Krishna Prema, to everyone. And it's a very small time frame. We're thinking 10,000 years is a long time, the Sankirtan movement. But in terms of the history of the universe, this is really just a flash. And we're right here, right now, in that flash, that moment, this opportunity. And if we can really take advantage of it, we can balance that, that element of our consciousness to go more towards Krishna and further away from illusion, from Maya. So let me read a few nice things about Lord Nityananda. I have about an hour. Yes, this was another song, but okay, there's two Sri Nityanandastakams. One is by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and the other is by Vrindavandas Thakur. So this is Vrindavandas Thakur's Sri Nityanandastakam. I'm just reading the English. I worship Lord Nityananda, the unlimited root of the tree of devotional service. He appears like an autumn moon, very splendid and free from any taint. Maddened with pure love for Lord Hari, his eyes constantly roll about, and he walks as gracefully as an elephant. He is the absolute truth. His face is smiling, and holding a staff in his hand, he disperses the influence of the age of Kali. I worship Lord Nityananda, the unlimited root of the tree of devotional service. He is the abode of the mellows of devotional service. No one can be compared to him, and he is the be-all and end-all for his devotees. He is the Lord of Janava Devi, the goddess who considers Nityananda more dear than life. He is always maddened with pure love of Godhead, and the unintelligent non-devotees cannot understand that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. I worship Lord Nityananda, the unlimited root of the tree of devotional service. He is very dear to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Sachi Devi, and he is worshipped by the entire universe. He is very cheerful, and he delivers the souls immersed in the Kali Yuga. By chanting the holy name of Lord Hari, he removes the false ego born from the ocean of material life. I worship Lord Nityananda, the unlimited root of the tree of devotional service. He spoke to Lord Chaitanya saying, "O brother, the people will become infected with all the sins of Kali Yuga. How will they be able to atone for these sins? Please, give them some way by which they can easily approach you." I worship Lord Nityananda, the unlimited root of the tree of devotional service. He went to each and every house and raised his arms, saying, O brothers, if you will, please constantly chant the holy name of Lord Hari. If you do this, you will become free from the ocean of birth and death in the material world. Please give this gift of your liberation to me. I worship Lord Nityananda, the unlimited root of the tree of devotional service. He is like Agastya Muni, who forcibly swallows the ocean of material existence, and he is the rising full moon, which is the friend of the lotus flowers, and which increases the ocean, which is the welfare of the saintly devotees. He is the blazing sun, which removes the darkness, which is the community of demons. I worship Lord Nityananda, the unlimited root of the tree of devotional service. He traveled on every path, singing and dancing and repeating, Hari, Hari. Without considering his own interests, he was merciful to the people, and he gave them his merciful sidelong glance. I worship Lord Nityananda, the unlimited root of the tree of devotional service. He held the beautiful lotus hand of his brother, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when they glanced at each other's faces, their hearts became full of transcendental bliss. They wandered through the towns of Bengal and delighted the people there. These 8 verses glorifying Lord Nityananda are the abode of the mellows of devotional service, and they are the wealth of the pure devotees, expert at relishing these mellows. These verses are very excellent, transcendental, and unprecedented. May the 2 lotus feet of Lord Nityananda continually appear in the hearts of those who read these verses and remember them. Yes, the darkness of Kali Yuga. He disperses the influence of the age of Kali. He removes the false ego born from the ocean of material life. He removes the darkness, which is the community of demons. How many of us out there working in the material world, seeing how Kali Yuga is progressing? Yes, we're fascinated. People are fascinated, enamored by the material advancement of civilization. Modern science has got such a grasp, such a hold of the educational system. I saw a documentary the other day about consciousness in plants. Every other word of the narrator of the documentary was, according to the evolution, this plant became like this. Or evolution dictates that it became, we don't know how it happened, but by evolution it somehow became like that. Every other word was evolution. People are being conditioned by this idea there's no God, everything evolved, everything comes from matter, there's no cause to anything. There's no cause to anything. So, and then the fascination with technology and computers and entertainment and whatever. People, it just a total distraction. This Kali Yuga is such a powerful force, Kali. He has empowered the demons to distract people from the real mission, the real goal of life. So powerful and so thick that you can't see through it. You can't understand it. How we are being cheated by this modern materialistic civilization. So Lord Nityananda, if we can take shelter of him, he is evaporating this cloud of illusion. That is so wonderful when you read these pastimes of the Lord. Advaita Acharya, his disappearance day was last week. Reading the pastimes, This is God, the Lord, descending with his own associates and expansions, playing these pastimes. If we can immerse our consciousness and understand, get a feel for these transcendental activities of the Lord, and eventually enter into them. We can enter into them by hearing them more and more. We actually, our consciousness will experience, will feel the lila, the rasas that are going on between the Lord and his associates. That's why at the end here says, no, where's the other one? Yes. These 8 verses glorifying Lord Nityananda are the abode of the mellows of devotional service, and they are the wealth of the pure devotees, expert at relishing these mellows. Our job is to become mellow relishers. Mellow relishers. And that process has become very easy by the mercy of Chaitanya and Nitai. By chanting Hare Krishna without offense, we can become purified and actually begin to relish these mellows, which, as it says, we read in Lochandas Thakur's song, even Lord Brahma cannot enter into the relishment of these mellows. But here we are, it's given to us freely. Take it. But we have trouble taking it. This is the second Nityanandastakam by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Your eyes are rolling in ecstasy as you cast your furtive glances. Defeating nectar, your face is as effulgent and beautiful as the moon. You are the reservoir of all transcendental qualities. Nityananda Prabhu, I glorify you again and again. You are the beloved of Vasudha and Janava. Please give me the shelter of your lotus feet. Your earrings, brilliant as the sun, dangle playfully upon your attractive cheeks. O Prabhu, maddened bumblebees hover above and drink the honey from the fragrant mullety garland decorating your limbs. O Nityananda Prabhu, I glorify you again and again. You are the beloved of Vasudha and Janava. Please give me the shelter of your lotus feet. Your long, graceful arms hang down to your knees, and they conquer the beauty of the trunk of an intoxicated elephant. With a thundering voice reverberating throughout the 10 directions, you cry out, O brother, where are you? The hearts of all the residents from the hellish regions to the heavenly planets are attracted by your irresistible beauty. O Nityananda Prabhu, I glorify you again and again. You are the beloved of Vasudha and Janava. Please give me the shelter of your lotus feet. Sometimes in ecstasy you dance blissfully and roar so loudly that the vibration conquers the rumbling of clouds. From your waist, which is as thin as a lion's waist or adamru drum, hangs a beautiful blue silken cloth. Whenever you run swiftly along the bank of the Ganges, the earth trembles below the caress of your lotus feet. O Nityananda Prabhu, I glorify you again and again. You are the beloved of Vasudha and Janava. Please give me the shelter of your lotus feet. You have completely inundated the entire universe with the clouds of your ecstasy. No one, be he miserable, poor, downtrodden, quarrelsome, or sinful, can escape the flood of your mercy. Your beautiful lotus feet are softer than a tender green leaf. The bee-like devotees always drink the sweet nectar flowing from your lotus feet. O Nityananda Prabhu, I glorify you again and again. You are the beloved of Vasudha and Janava. Please give me the shelter of your lotus feet. Your jeweled ankle bells move gently and tinkle sweetly. The soles of your incomparably pure and soft lotus feet radiate a reddish hue, resembling two beautiful lotus flowers. The cooling rays of the moon have left the heavens to reside beneath your lotus feet and emanate a shimmering effulgence from your toenails. O Nityananda Prabhu, I glorify you again and again. You are the beloved of Vasudha and Janava. Please give me the shelter of your lotus feet. Out of fear of you, the snake of Kali fled far away, thus making everyone happy. As the rising sun dispels the fear of darkness and gives life to the lotus flower, your appearance removes everyone's fear of their sinful reactions and gives new life and hope to Bhumi, Mother Earth, who was suffering greatly from the burden of those sins. O Nityananda Prabhu, I glorify you again and again. You are the beloved of Vasudha and Janava. Please give me the shelter of your lotus feet. With a slight smile radiating from your lotus face, you attract all the beautiful girls. Who can understand the ecstatic emotions you relish when you fall to the ground in a swoon? Your lips tremble, and sometimes you cry as you raise your hands over your head. O Nityananda Prabhu, I glorify you again and again. You are the beloved of Vasudha and Janava. Please give me the shelter of your lotus feet. So, Prabhupada said, religion without philosophy is sentiment, and philosophy without religion is mental speculation. So now we're going to get to some philosophy. We had some sentiment there. We have to have that sentiment of devotion, hearing the pastimes, understanding the pastimes, entering into that feeling, the devotion, the bhakti between the Lord and His devotees. That's very important. The other half is the philosophical half. Who is Lord Nityananda? To understand that in truth will enrich the sentiment. If the sentiment is without the understanding, it becomes only sentimental. It just becomes fanaticism. No real comprehension of the underlying facts behind the sentiment that cause the sentiment. Ultimately, in Vaikuntha, in Goloka Vrindavan, and in the pastimes of the Lord, even the sentiment is lost, and there's no philosophy. I mean, the philosophy is lost. One doesn't think philosophically Krishna is God anymore. The gopis and the cowherd boys, they're not thinking Krishna is God. But in these initial stages of Sambandha, we're developing the relationship, the knowledge of relationship. We have to know why Krishna is God, why Nityananda is Balaram, why he's God. So now we'll get to some philosophy also. So this is from chapter 5 of the Adi Leela, the Glories of Lord Nityananda. I'm not going to read, I'm going to try to read all of this if I can, just the English, up to the point where Krishnadas Kaviraj, his brother, commits an offense against Miniketan Ramdas. But up to that point is just glorification of the Lord. We actually have it there, huh? Yes. Oh, good. Okay. We're just going to follow the English. I'm going to read fast, too. But immerse yourself in this. Visualize it in your heart, in your consciousness, what is being said here. Feel it. Let me offer first Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaula Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let me offer my obeisances to Lord Sri Nityananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose opulence is wonderful and unlimited. By his will, even a fool can understand his identity. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I have described the glory of Sri Krishna Chaitanya in 6 verses. Now, in 5 verses, I shall describe the glory of Lord Nityananda. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the fountainhead of all incarnations. Lord Balaram is his second body. These two are one and the same identity. They differ only in form. Lord Balaram is the first bodily expansion of Krishna, and he assists in Lord Krishna's transcendental pastimes. That original Lord Krishna appeared in Navadvip as Lord Chaitanya, and Balaram appeared with him as Lord Nityananda. May Sri Nityananda Ram be the object of my constant remembrance. Sankarshan, Sheshanag, and the Vishnus who lie on the Karna ocean, Garbha ocean, and ocean of milk are his plenary portions and the portions of his plenary portions. Lord Balaram is the original Sankarshan. He assumes 5 other forms to serve Lord Krishna. He himself helps in the pastimes of Lord Krishna, and he does the work of creation in 4 other forms. He executes the orders of Lord Krishna in the work of creation, and in the form of Lord Shesha, he serves Krishna in various ways. In all the forms, he tastes the transcendental bliss of serving Krishna. That same Balaram is Lord Nityananda, the companion of Lord Gaur Sundar. I have explained the 7th verse in 4 subsequent verses. By these verses, all the world can know the truth about Lord Nityananda. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, who is known as Sankarshan in the midst of the Chaturvyuha, consisting of Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. He possesses full opulences and resides in Vaikuntha Loka far beyond the material creation. Beyond the material nature lies the realm known as Paravyom, the spiritual sky. Like Lord Krishna himself, it possesses all transcendental attributes such as the 6 opulences. That Vaikuntha region is all-pervading, infinite, and supreme. It is the residence of Lord Krishna and his incarnations. In the highest region of that spiritual sky is the spiritual planet called Krishna Loka. It has 3 divisions, Dwaraka, Mathura, and Gokul. Sri Gokul, the highest of all, is also called Braja, Goloka, Shvetadvip, and Vrindavan. Like the transcendental body of Lord Krishna, Gokul is all-pervading, infinite, and supreme. It expands both above and below without any restriction. That abode is manifested within the material world by the will of Lord Krishna. It is identical to that original Gokul. They are not 2 different bodies. The land there is touchstone, Chintamani, and the forests abound with desire trees. Material eyes see it as an ordinary place. But with the eyes of love of Godhead, one can see its real identity as the place where Lord Krishna performs his pastimes with the cowherd boys and cowherd girls. This I'm going to read the Sanskrit. Chintamani prakara sadva sukalpa vriksha lakshavruteshu surabhira vipadayantam lakshmi sahasra satasam brahma sevyamahanam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending cows, yielding all desires in abodes built with spiritual gems and surrounded by millions of purpose trees. He is always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. One of the longest purports. Lord Krishna manifests his own form in Mathura and Dwaraka. He enjoys pastimes in various ways by expanding into the quadruple forms. Should I wait for him to catch up? Text 24. Yes. 24. Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha are the primary quadruple forms from whom all other quadruple forms are manifested. They are all purely transcendental. Only in these three places, Dwaraka, Mathura, and Gokul, does the all-sporting Lord Krishna perform his endless pastimes with his personal associates. In the Vaikuntha planets of the spiritual sky, the Lord manifests his identity as Narayan and performs pastimes in various ways. Krishna's own form has only 2 hands, but in the form of Lord Narayan he has 4 hands. Lord Narayan holds a conch shell, disc club, and lotus flower, and he is full of great opulence. The Shri, Bhu, and Nila energies serve at his lotus feet. Although his pastimes are his only characteristic functions, by his causeless mercy, he performs one activity for the fallen souls. He delivers the fallen living entities by offering the 4 kinds of liberation: Salokya, Samipya, Sarshti, and Sarupya. Those who attain Brahmasayuj liberation cannot gain entrance into Vaikuntha. Their residence is outside the Vaikuntha planets. Outside the Vaikuntha planets is the atmosphere of the glowing effulgence, which consists of the supremely bright rays of the body of Lord Krishna. That region is called Siddhaloka, and it is beyond the material nature. Its essence is spiritual, but it does not have spiritual varieties. It is like the homogeneous effulgence around the sun. But inside the sun are the chariots, horses, and other opulences of the sun god. As through devotion to the Lord one can attain his abode, many have attained that goal by abandoning their sinful activities and absorbing their minds in the Lord through lust, envy, fear, or affection. Where it has been stated that the Lord's enemies and devotees attain the same destination, this refers to the ultimate oneness of Brahman and Lord Krishna. This may be understood by the analogy of the sun and the sunshine, in which Brahman is like the sunshine, and Krishna himself is like the sun. Thus, in the spiritual sky, there are varieties of pastimes within the spiritual energy. Outside the Vaikuntha planets appears the impersonal reflection of light. That impersonal Brahman effulgence consists only of the effulgent rays of the Lord. Those fit for Sayuja liberation merge into that effulgence. Beyond the region of ignorance, the material cosmic manifestation, lies the realm of Siddhalok. The Siddhas reside there, absorbed in the bliss of Brahman. Demons killed by the Lord also attain that realm. In that spiritual sky, on the 4 sides of Narayan, are the second expansions of the quadruple expansions of Dwaraka. Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha constitute this second quadruple. They are purely transcendental. Another long purport. Text 42. There in the spiritual sky, the personal feature of Balaram called Mahasankarshan is the shelter of the spiritual energy. He is the primary cause, the cause of all causes. One variety of the pastimes of the spiritual energy is described as pure goodness, Vishuddha Sattva. It comprises all the abodes of Vaikuntha. The 6 attributes are all spiritual. Know for certain that they are all manifestations of the opulence of Sankarshan. There is one marginal potency known as the Jiva. Mahasankarshan is the shelter of all jivas. Sankarshan is the original shelter of the Purusha, from whom this world is created and in whom it is dissolved. He, Sankarshan, is the shelter of everything. He is wonderful in every respect, and his opulences are infinite. Even Ananta cannot describe his glory. That Sankarshan, who is transcendental pure goodness, is a partial expansion of Nityananda Balaram. I have briefly explained the 8th verse. Now please listen with attention as I describe the 9th verse. I offer my full obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, whose partial representation called Karanadakshayi Vishnu, lying on the Karana ocean, is the original Purusha, the master of the illusory energy and the shelter of all the universes. Outside the Vaikuntha planets is the impersonal Brahman effulgence, and beyond that effulgence is the Karana ocean, or causal ocean. Surrounding Vaikuntha is a mass of water that is endless, unfathomed, and unlimited. The earth, water, fire, air, and ether of Vaikuntha are all spiritual. Material elements are not found there. The water of the Karana ocean, which is the original cause, is therefore spiritual. The sacred Ganges, which is but a drop of it, purifies the fallen souls. In that ocean lies a plenary portion of Lord Sankarshan. He is known as the first Purusha, the creator of the total material energy. He, the cause of the universes, the first incarnation, casts his glance over Maya. Maya Shakti resides outside the Karana ocean. Maya cannot touch its waters. Maya has 2 varieties of existence. One is called Pradhan or Prakriti. It supplies the ingredients of the material world. Because Prakriti is dull and inert, it cannot actually be the cause of the material world. But Lord Krishna shows his mercy by infusing his energy into the dull, inert, material nature. Thus Prakriti, by the energy of Lord Krishna, becomes the secondary cause, as iron becomes red hot by the energy of fire. Therefore, Lord Krishna is the original cause of the cosmic manifestation. Prakriti is like the nipples on the neck of a goat, for they cannot give any milk. The Maya aspect of material nature is the immediate cause of the cosmic manifestation, but it cannot be the real cause, for the original cause is Lord Narayan. Just as the original cause of an earthen pot is the potter, so the creator of the material world is the first Purusha incarnation, Karanarnavashayi Vishnu. Lord Krishna is the creator, and Maya only helps him as an instrument. And just like the potter's wheel and other instruments which are the instrumental causes of a pot, the first Purusha casts his glance at Maya from a distance, and thus he impregnates her with the seed of life in the form of the living entities. The reflected rays of his body mix with Maya, and thus Maya gives birth to myriad universes. The Purusha enters each and every one of the countless universes. He manifests himself in as many separate forms as there are universes. When the Purusha exhales, the universes are manifested with each outward breath. Thereafter, when he inhales, all the universes again enter his body. Just as atomic particles of dust pass through the openings of a window, so the networks of universes pass through the pores of the skin of the Purusha. The Brahmas and other lords of the mundane worlds appear from the pores of Mahavishnu and remain alive for the duration of his one exhalation. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, of whom Mahavishnu is a portion of a plenary portion. Could have said that verse. Where am I? A small creature of 7 spans, the measure of my own hand. I am enclosed in the universe composed of material nature, the total material energy, false ego, ether, air, water, and earth. And what is your glory? Unlimited universes pass through the pores of your body, just like particles of dust passing through the opening of a window. A part of a whole is called a kala. Sri Balaram is the counter form of Lord Govinda. Balaram's own expansion is called Mahasankarshan, and his fragment, the Purusha, is counted as a kala, or a part of a plenary portion. I say that this kala is Mahavishnu. He is the Mahapurusha, who is the source of the other Purushas and who is all-pervading. Garbhodakshayi and Shirodakshayi are both called Purushas. They are plenary portions of Karanadashayi Vishnu, the first Purusha, who is the abode of all the universes. Vishnu has 3 forms called Purushas. The first, Mahavishnu, is the creator of the total material energy, Mahat. The second is Garbhodakshayi, who is situated within each universe. And the third is Shirodakshayi, who lives in the heart of every living being. He who knows these 3 becomes liberated from the clutches of Maya. Although Karanadakshayi Vishnu is called a kala of Lord Krishna, he is the source of Matsya, Kurma, and the other incarnations. All these incarnations of Godhead, this verse I'm going to say very nice. Ete chang shakala pungsa krishnas tu bhagavan swayam indrari vyakulam logam mridayanti yuge yuge. All these incarnations of Godhead are either plenary portions or parts of the plenary portions of the Purusha avatars. But Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. In every age, he protects the world through his different features when the world is disturbed by the enemies of Indra. That Purusha, Karanadakshayi Vishnu, is the performer of creation, maintenance, and destruction. He manifests himself in many incarnations, for he is the maintainer of the world. That fragment of the Supreme Lord, known as the Mahapurusha, appears for the purpose of creation, maintenance, and annihilation, and is called an incarnation. That Mahapurusha is identical with the personality of Godhead. He is the original incarnation, the seed of all others, and the shelter of everything. The Purusha, Mahavishnu, is the primary incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Time, nature, Prakriti as cause and effect, the mind, the material elements, false ego, the modes of nature, the senses, the universal form, complete independence, and the moving and non-moving beings appear subsequently as his opulences. In the beginning of the creation, the Lord expanded himself in the form of the Purusha incarnation, accompanied by all the ingredients of material creation. First, he created the 16 principal energies suitable for creation. This was for the purpose of manifesting the material universes. Although the Lord is the shelter of everything, and although all the universes rest in him, he, as the Supersoul, is also the support of everything. Although he is thus connected with the material energy in two ways, he does not have the slightest contact with it. This is the opulence of the Lord. Although situated within the material nature, he is never affected by the modes of nature. Similarly, those who have surrendered to him and have fixed their intelligence upon him are not influenced by the modes of nature. Thus the Bhagavad Gita also states again and again that the absolute truth always possesses inconceivable power. Lord Krishna said, I am situated in the material world, and the world rests in me. But at the same time, I am not situated in the material world, nor does it rest in me in truth. O Arjuna, you should know this as my inconceivable opulence. This is the meaning propagated by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. That Mahapurusha Karnadakshayi Vishnu is known as a plenary part of him who is Lord Nityananda Balaram, the favorite associate of Lord Chaitanya. I have thus explained the 9th verse, and now I shall explain the 10th. Please listen with rapt attention. I offer my full obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, a partial part of whom is Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. From the navel of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu sprouts the lotus that is the birthplace of Brahma, the engineer of the universe. The stem of that lotus is the resting place of the multitude of planets. After creating millions of universes, the first Purusha entered into each of them in a separate form as Sri Garbhodakshayi. Entering the universe, he found only darkness, with no place in which to reside. Thus he began to consider. Then he created water from the perspiration of his own body, and with that water filled half the universe. The universe measures 500 million yojanas. In length, its length and breadth are one and the same. After filling half the universe with water, he made his own residence therein and manifested the 14 worlds in the other half. There he manifested Vaikunthas as his own abode and There he manifested Vaikuntha as his own abode and rested in the waters on the bed of Lord Shesha. He lay there with Ananta as his bed. Lord Ananta is a divine serpent having thousands of heads, thousands of faces, thousands of eyes, and thousands of hands and feet. He is the seed of all incarnations and is the cause of the material world. From his navel grew a lotus flower, which became the birthplace of Lord Brahma. Within the stem of that lotus were the 14 worlds. Thus the Supreme Lord as Brahma created the entire creation. And as Lord Vishnu, he maintains the entire world. Lord Vishnu, being beyond all material attributes, has no touch with the material qualities. Assuming the form of Rudra, he destroys the creation. Thus creation, maintenance, and dissolution are created by his will. He is the Supersoul, Hiranyagarbha, the cause of the material world. The universal form is conceived as his expansion. That Lord Narayan is a part of a plenary part of Lord Nityananda Balaram, who is the source of all incarnations. I have thus explained the 10th verse. Now please listen to the meaning of the 11th verse with all your mind. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, whose secondary part is the Vishnu lying in the ocean of milk. That Kshirodakshayi Vishnu is the supersoul of all living entities and the maintainer of all the universes. Sheshanag is his further subpart. The material planets rest within the stem that grows from the lotus navel of Lord Narayan. Among these planets are 7 oceans. There, in part of the ocean of milk, lies Shvetadvip, the abode of the sustainer, Lord Vishnu. He is the supersoul of all living entities. He maintains this material world, and he is its Lord. In the ages and millenniums of Manu, he appears as different incarnations to establish the principles of real religion and vanquish the principles of irreligion. Unable to see him, the demigods go to the shore of the ocean of milk and offer prayers to him. He then descends to maintain the material world. His unlimited opulences cannot be counted. That Lord Vishnu is but a part of a plenary portion of Lord Nityananda, who is the source of all incarnations. That same Lord Vishnu, in the form of Lord Shesha, holds the planets upon his heads, although he does not know where they are, for he cannot feel their existence upon his heads. His thousands of extended hoods are adorned with dazzling jewels surpassing the sun. The universe, which measures 500 million yojanas in diameter, rests on one of his hoods like a mustard seed. That Ananta Shesha is the devotee incarnation of Godhead. He knows nothing but service to Lord Krishna. With his thousands of mouths, he sings the glories of Lord Krishna. But although he always sings in that way, he does not find an end to the glories, to the qualities of the Lord. The 4 Kumaras hear Srimad Bhagavatam from his lips, and they in turn repeat it in the transcendental bliss of love of Godhead. He serves Lord Krishna, assuming all the following forms: umbrella, slippers, bedding, pillow, garments, resting chair, residence, sacred thread, and throne. He is thus called Lord Shesha, for he has attained the ultimate end of servitude to Krishna. He takes many forms for the service of Krishna, and thus he serves the Lord. That person of whom Lord Ananta is a kala, or a part of a plenary part, is Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who therefore can show the pastimes of Lord Nityananda. From these conclusions, we can know the limit of the truth of Lord Nityananda. But what glory is there in calling him Ananta? But I accept it as the truth, because it has been said by devotees. Since he is the source of all incarnations, everything is possible in him. They know that there is no difference between the incarnation and the source of all incarnations. Previously, Lord Krishna was regarded in the light of different principles by different people. Some said that Krishna was directly Lord Narayana, and some called him Lord Vamanadev incarnate. Some called Lord Krishna an incarnation of Lord Kshirodakshayi. All these names are true. Nothing is impossible. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna appears, he is the shelter of all the plenary parts. Thus, at that time, all his plenary portions join in him. In whatever form one knows the Lord, one speaks of him in that way. In this there is no falsity, since everything is possible in Lord Krishna. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has exhibited to everyone all the pastimes of all the various incarnations. Thus, Lord Nityananda has unlimited incarnations. In transcendental emotion, he calls himself a servant of Lord Chaitanya. Sometimes he serves Lord Chaitanya as his guru, sometimes as his friend, and sometimes as his servant. just as Lord Balaram played with Lord Krishna in these different moods in Braj. Playing like a bull, Lord Balaram fights with Krishna head to head, and sometimes Lord Krishna massages the feet of Lord Balaram. He considers himself a servant and knows Krishna to be his master. Thus he regards himself as a fragment of his plenary portion. Acting just like ordinary boys, they played like roaring bulls as they fought each other, and they imitated the calls of various animals. Sometimes when Lord Krishna's elder brother, Lord Balaram, felt tired after playing and lay his head on the lap of a cowherd boy, Lord Krishna himself served him by massaging his feet. Who is this mystic power, and where has she come from? Is she a demigod or a demoness? She must be the illusory energy of my master, Lord Krishna, for who else can bewilder me? What is the value of a throne to Lord Krishna? The masters of the various planetary systems accept the dust of his lotus feet on their crowned heads. That dust makes the holy places sacred, and even Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lakshmi, and I myself, who are all portions of his plenary portion, eternally carry that dust on our heads. This is Lord Balaram speaking. Lord Krishna alone is the supreme controller, and all others are his servants. They dance as he makes them do so. Thus Lord Chaitanya is also the only controller. All others are his associates or servants. His elders, such as Lord Nityananda, Advaita Acharya, and Srivas Thakur, as well as his other devotees, whether his juniors, equals, or superiors, are all his associates who help him in his pastimes. Lord Gauranga fulfills his aims with their help. Sri Advaita Acharya and Srila Nityananda Prabhu, who are plenary parts of the Lord, are his principal associates. With these two, the Lord performs his pastimes in various ways. Lord Advaita Acharya is directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although Lord Chaitanya accepts him as his preceptor, Advaita Acharya is a servant of the Lord. I cannot describe the truth of Advaita Acharya. He has delivered the entire world by making Lord Krishna descend. Lord Nityananda Swarup formerly appeared as Lakshman and served Lord Ramchandra as his younger brother. The activities of Lord Ram were full of suffering, but Lakshman of his own accord tolerated that suffering. As a younger brother, he could not stop Lord Ram from his resolution, and so he remained silent, although unhappy in his mind. When Lord Krishna appeared, he, Balaram, became his elder brother to serve him to his heart's content and make him enjoy all sorts of happiness. Sri Ram and Sri Lakshman, who are the plenary portions of Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram respectively, entered into them at the time of Krishna's and Balaram's appearance. Krishna and Balaram present themselves as younger brother and elder brother, but in the scriptures they are described as the original Supreme Personality of Godhead and his expansion. Rama dimurtishu kalani yamena tishdan nanavataram akaro bhuvaneshu kintu Krishna swayam samabhavat paramak pumanyo govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who by his various plenary portions appears in the world in different forms and incarnations such as Lord Ram, but who personally appears in his supreme original form as Lord Krishna. Lord Chaitanya is the same Lord Krishna, and Lord Nityananda is Lord Balaram. Lord Nityananda fulfills all of Lord Chaitanya's desires. The ocean of Lord Nityananda's glories is infinite and unfathomable. Only by his mercy can I touch even a drop of it. And thus I'll end this reading. Sri Nityananda Balarama Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So you don't learn all this in science classes, do you? The real story of the creation of the universe, universes, how everything comes about. We accept this because it comes from authority, real authority, realized real authority. Real authority means realized authority. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshana. We learn things that are beyond our comprehension from authorities who understand it. To try and understand through speculation, through what Prabhupada called mental masturbation, will be ineffective for understanding what to speak of of mundane matters. You can't understand transcendental matters. We can't even understand this material world. Krishna describes the material energy as endlessly mutable, endlessly changing, constantly changing. Physics, I'm not a scientist or an authority in science, but in physics, they also explain that matter, some very well-known physicists have realized that matter changes constantly by the influence of our thoughts and our perceptions. So we cannot understand this material nature by our own endeavors, and here is a perfect explanation of reality. And this is just, as Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, just a drop of the glories of Lord Nityananda, from whom everything is coming. Of course, Krishna is the original, but Balaram does the work. Balaram does the work for Krishna. He expands into all of the incarnations, the expansions, into the Chaturvyuha expansions. He becomes Mahavishnu and all of the other Purusha avatars. So Balaram does all this work as a service to Lord Krishna. Krishna is just enjoying. Krishna is just the enjoyer, the self-delighted enjoyer. You know the story, maybe you've heard it told, but Prabhupada had a godbrother who was from Germany, a German godbrother who became initiated by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And he was once asked, how did you become a Vaishnava, specifically a devotee of Krishna? And he replied that, I came to India and I studied all the gods. I studied all the gods. And all the gods, with the exception of Krishna, had to work. Only Krishna was enjoying. So therefore I could understand that Krishna must be God. All the other demigods, even the avatars, expansion, they all have something to do. But of course Vishnu is Krishna, but he was specifically talking about the demigods. They all have something to do, some work. They're all servants of somebody else. They all have superiors. But Krishna has no superior. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. He's the cause of all causes and has no cause himself. Now, we're going to finish in 5 minutes. Is that clock right? My watch says 7:31. 7:31? Okay, that clock is a little fast. But our goal, what we understand, these are very detailed explanations of the universe, the cosmos, how everything has come about. But as I mentioned earlier, it's essential for us to understand this. Actually, in this stage of our devotion, most of us, this is more important than just the bhakti, the devotion, the love. The love and devotion has to be there in our actions. whether we're serving directly Krishna as the deity or chanting his holy name, or even when we go to work every day. It should be an offering to the Lord. Devotion has to be there. But understanding the Sambandha Gyan, the knowledge of the relationship of the Lord, the living entities, and the material nature is above all more important for us to understand. That's why Prabhupada emphasized reading his books. It's so nice that we're all distributing his books here. This is one of the great services of this temple. This temple is famous for distributing books, yes.
Number 2 or number 3.
Almost,
Everywhere.
yeah,
In the USA.
in the USA.
And they counted 8 times. They were asking, where's that?
But Prabhupada said we must also read the books. Very important to read the books, to imbibe this knowledge, because, again, by reading, the picture enters into the heart. Yes? There's a realization of the truth of these things. And when that enters into the heart, then all of the anarthas, all of the misgivings, the doubts, what is that Bhagavatam verse? Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana, Hridyantaksto hi abhadrani, Vidnoti suhrit satam. All the dirty things that are within the heart become cleansed almost to nil. So they become pushed out by the pure chanting of the holy name, by hearing this proper philosophy and the pastimes of the Lord. They become expulged from our being, and we begin to see the reality of things. We see Shastra Chakshus. We begin to see through the eyes of Scripture, and the world around us takes on a new meaning, takes on a new reality. And that increases more and more and more. Cheto darpanam arjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam shreya kairavi chandrikavanam vidyavadhu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnam ritasvadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate. Sri Krishna Sankirtan, this, it increases. The knowledge, the realization increases. If it's not increasing, something's wrong. If it's not increasing, something's wrong. We have to be very introspective. See, every day we should feel we're making some progress. It's maybe gradual, but we have to feel we're making some progress every day. If we don't see that progress every day, something is amiss, and we have to find out what it is. What am I doing wrong? Am I committing offenses? Am I being inattentive? What am I doing wrong? Because every day we have to progress. So lastly, I would like to say, because we're talking a little bit about science, because this is science, this is real science. Actually, this is the real science. What we know as science that we learn in the educational system, modern educational system, it's somewhat science because it's some research into reality and how things work, but it's not true science because it's not fact. They may have a few facts by which they can calculate certain things, understand certain things, but compared to what the reality actually is, it's not real science. Even the scientists don't follow the true system of science, because this is a whole lecture in and of itself. When evidences come that contradict their scientific conceptions of reality, they don't consider them. They put them under the rug. Yes, and I want to recommend this to all of you. We lost a few years ago a very dear disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Sadaputta Das, who was one of ISKCON's foremost scientific minds, a wonderful mind. If you ever sat and listened to a lecture of his, you would never fall asleep. You'd never nod out. You'd never fall asleep. He was so interesting. So I want to tell you all how you can listen to Sariputta's lectures. And I put a post on a website because I think it's so important to hear his lectures and his scientific explanations of the world around us and how he makes the Vedic concepts fit into modern reality. So if you just go to YouTube and just do a search, Sariputta Dasa, you'll find many, many of his lectures. They're not actually videos. Some of them have video, like photograph slides, but the audios of these lectures are there. And there's one particular one of these YouTube sites that has a collection of 152 of his lectures.
Origins is called Vaisheshika Prabhu gave us a CD. Origins, and then it has like a lot of scientific lectures from.
It may be on a CD, yeah. But I found it on YouTube. There's one person, his YouTube name was something popcorn. Anyway, if you go to Sariputta, it was very strange, and I don't know why, mystical popcorn or something like that. If you go to Sariputta Dasa, Sariputta, Sadaputa, just like it sounds. And then the last part, Dasa, D-A-S-A. And then if you find one of these has 152, you can listen to these lectures over and over and over again. And they will mesmerize you because they will put in perspective how science... he's the author of some of the books that maybe you have read, or he co-authored with Dhruta Karma. What is that book? Forbidden Archaeology. He wrote a book called Sacred Universe, The Sacred Universe. He wrote another book, Alien Identities. God and Science, yes. Yeah, many, many, many. Very good. And there's one, the last one he did, I forgot the name, but anyway, that will enliven you very much. Because like I said earlier, modern science, they're beating down on us. They're beating down on this modern civilization constantly, trying to force into the brains of everyone this idea of evolution and that everything came from matter. So thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to come and speak a little on Nityananda Ram and enliven myself by reading and the devotees here to continue this nice service of distributing Krishna consciousness. Because that's what Nityananda Prabhu, Mahaprabhu practically, we can call him, Nityananda Prabhu did, is distribute Krishna consciousness freely to everyone. In the form of Prabhupada's books, we're distributing Krishna consciousness, love of God. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Shri Nityananda Rama ki jai. Hare Krishna. I think there's going to be some announcements now.
Hare Krishna. Before we make a few brief announcements, are there any questions for our speaker tonight, His Grace Sunanda Prabhu? It was a very nice lecture, wasn't it? This one question here.
Prabhuji, since you are involved with Temple of Vedic Planetarium, can you give a quick 90 seconds or 2 minutes update on how it is going on and what we can do?
Well, if I tell you what you can do, you may not want to or be able to, but
as an update, the construction is constantly going on. It's not 24 hours a day. There's work going on this Temple of Vedic Planetarium. Now, I do want to let you know, because a lot of devotees don't know, the grand opening will not be in 2016. It will more than likely be in 2022, because that was probably a little bit too optimistic to think that this temple could be not totally complete, but even to install the deities. The domes are what is being worked on now. The domes, the main dome and the other domes around. That alone will take between 1 and 2 years to complete. So there's no possibility of installing the deities in 2016. But like I said, the work is constantly going on. They just received a shipment of marble, very special marble. So they're not cutting any corners with the materials. They got the marble from Vietnam, very special white marble. Vietnam. Very special white marble. There's another black marble I think they're getting from somewhere else. Faultless marble, completely pure white, no faults, no marks in it. They just received a shipment of marble. I haven't been to, I went a year ago to Mayapur, so they're constructing some of the brick walls inside now, and but the progress is continuously going on. And I want to let you know we started a newsletter. Of course, you can always go to the website and find out, but if you'd like to get this newsletter, actually I should have brought a pad. You can give me your email. I can add it to the list. Some of you may have already been on that list. Whatever emails I had, I put it on the list. But every 1 or 2 months, we'll have a newsletter to keep everyone updated. And lastly, in April 27, Radha Jivan, the International Fundraising Director, and myself will be here to do an actual presentation of the temple project and what's going on. So that's Sunday, April 27th.
Hare Krishna. Let us thank our tonight's speaker, His Grace Sunanda Prabhu.
Thank you. Prabhupada ki jai.
We are happy to announce that we already have 3 sponsors for tonight's feast who are have spontaneously come forward and offered donation for sponsoring the feast that will be served later tonight. So one of them requested that her name not be announced, kept anonymous. So we'll honor that. But the other 2 sponsors will be very happy to announce their names. One of them is Bhagwati Mataji. Is she here? Okay. And the other sponsor for tonight is Shamrupa Prabhu, and he's sponsoring in name of his son Balram. So we'd like to thank you very much.
Vrinda.
Okay, no more anonymous. Sorry. There's one more. Do you remember the name? Yesterday somebody sponsored for tonight's feast. Dayakar Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Today is your anniversary. Okay. Monday was your anniversary. Okay. So thank you very much for your generous sponsorship. Of course, we never limit devotees to come forward and sponsor, even though there are few sponsors already. So if any of you would like to feel inspired to add to the sponsorship, please feel free to talk to myself or Damodar Vamshidhari Prabhu.
Sponsor flowers and puja.
Multiple varieties of sponsorships. So now quickly over to Hansapriya Mataji for other acknowledgements.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. So I'm, on behalf of the festival coordinator, I would like you to just bring a little bit of awareness to all of you, just so you get an idea what it takes to put the festival together. So festival, we start actually early in the morning. Many of the devotees, they come forward for Mangala Aarti. And Yashoda Kumar Prabhu, actually he's here most of the time. He should be probably hiding in the back behind the altar. He comes and dresses the deities, and then we offer these beautiful garlands. We would like to offer more flowers, and we would be able to do so if you would be able to give your pledges to Damodar Prabhu here. And you can also sponsor more flowers so we can offer more opulent garlands to the Lordship. So we want to actually take a moment to acknowledge Yashoda Kumar Prabhu for all his wonderful services. And he also took care of the Lordship during the Rajbhog, very nice, wonderful feast that he cooked for the Lordship. And in the evening, he also helped with the Abhishek program. And today's feast is cooked by Padma, Hiral, and Bhavani. These three devotees have been working from last 3 days to put this feast together. It takes lots of chopping, lots of cleaning, lots of coordination work. So please, if you can stay back and help out for 20 minutes of cleanup or, serving prasadam or helping the kids or elderly devotees, that would be a great help. Speaking of the cooking, I want to actually acknowledge Sunanda Prabhu, who is used to cooking thousands of plates of prasadam in probably in a couple hours, 2 hours or so. And he used to give it to the Gainesville University. So thank you very much, Prabhu. We hope that you can come and train our cooks as well.
If you didn't know, I'm working on some quantity cooking cookbooks. So the first one was supposed to be out this January, but it's delayed. But by March, I'll have the first book on rice, 65 rice recipes, cooking for 10 to 1,000 people.
That's amazing.
There'd be a chart. It's actually a graph. So how the ingredients for 10, for 50, for 100, 200, 400, 600, 8, and up to 1,000 people.
Thank you, Sunanda Prabhu. Thank you very much. So we're going to make this very quick. We're going to have, after this, Shri Krishna Purushottam Prabhu offer the MSF offering, which is monthly Sankirtan offering. That would be followed by Aarti and Prasadam. We do want to acknowledge all the volunteers who come forward to help out today, and also who are going to be helping us out with serving prasadam and cleanup, which is very important service. So please be aware and dedicate 15-20 minutes to help us out with the cleaning. Besides that, we also want to say that if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Vrindavan Priya Prabhu, Damodar Priya Prabhu, Damodar Vamsidhari Prabhu. And also we are very blessed to have Srila Prabhupada's disciple, Mother Kanka. Please, Mother Kanka, please raise your hand. He is Grace Akaranath Prabhu, who is like a spiritual dictionary. And Sunanda Prabhu, he will be here to answer any questions, anything you have doubts. So please feel free to reach out to them. And now we will have Shri Krishna Purushottam Prabhu make the offering to Srila Prabhupada. So we request all the devotees to have 2 minutes to just line up next to Prabhupada, go in front of Prabhupada, move all the books. We request all the devotees to come forward. Please come closer to Srila Prabhupada. Matas can go on my right side. Prabhus can be on the left side. All the Prabhus on the left. Okay, start.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Kindly assemble near Srila Prabhupada's deity. Everybody please come up close and leave some space for Srila Prabhupada's vision to see the deities directly. All the Matajis can come here to this side. All Matajis can come to this side and Prabhus can stay on the other side.
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद नित जय सनंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद निताये गुणे मानी अमर निताये गुण मानी अनिया प्रेम वाणी बशिलो अवानी. May Lord Nityananda, the jewel of all virtues, my Lord Nityananda, the jewel of all virtues, has brought the flood of ecstatic love of God that has drowned the entire world. Abadi karuna sindho nitaye katiya muhan gare gare bole prema amira ban. The ocean of mercy had formerly been sealed tight, but Nitai cut a channel in its boundary to allow the great flooding waves of nectarian prema to splash from house to house. Lochanadas says, whoever has not worshipped my Nitai or taken advantage of this excellent opportunity offered by him knowingly commits suicide. The first monthly Sankirtan festival of 2014 entitled Sri Nityananda Trayodasi MSF of Intelligent Organization, which was held at ISV in honor of Lord Nityananda's Divine Appearance Day, was concluded on February 12th, on which day the results were offered to Srila Prabhupada and their lordships during the Wednesday night Gita class at ISV Temple in Mountain View. The official MSF was held during the weekend of February 8th and through 11th. Goals. The team ISV goals was prepare a script for set a distribution videos and set a dates for video shooting. Set dates and goals for all MSFs in the year. Conduct training sessions for collecting the contacts. Prepare at a glance calendar for this year. We are very pleased to report all the goals were met. Hari Bol. In the keeping with the theme of the MSF, our devotee Haladhar Rupa Prabhu and his team has developed the contact app for ISV, which is helpful in collecting contacts of the new people. It is a system which is built on top of Salesforce, and we can do a lot of customization. We can see all the contacts we collected in our dashboard. This will help Team ISV to centralize all the contacts. Devotees conducted training sessions for this app installation. Thanks to Haladhar Rupa Prabhu and the team. Haribo! Hansapriya Mataji and Gandharvika Mataji worked very hard to create a calendar at a glance. All glories to Gandharvika Mataji. Haribol! Devotees created script for the set distribution and set dates for video shooting. We are pleased to report different sub-teams are formed to help Sankirtan activities. These teams are Events and Prasadam Distribution, ISV Website Team, Harinam Team and Kirtan Melos Team. Harinam and Book Distribution. In the spirit of Nityananda Prabhu's unlimited compassion, ISV devotees also held the first Harinam Sankirtan performance of the year in Palo Alto on Friday, January 31st and participated in book distribution throughout the weekend. Following the footsteps of Lord Nityananda Prabhu's team, ISV were distributed door to door in Union City and Fremont and other venues in the Bay Area. In addition, Srimad Bhagavatam sets distributed door to door and devotees very enthusiastically distributed sets in running cars as well. Devotees also distributed the books via smart boxes all over Bay Area, and thanks to Selva Prabhu for enthusiastically placing box in the smart boxes. Selva Prabhu ki. Summary of the scores. Here is a summary of the book distribution results. Total books distributed are 129 books. Out of that, 8 Srimad Bhagavatam sets are distributed. And 1 Chaitanya Charitamrita set. And total Lakshmi points, Team ISV collected $2,878. On behalf of ISV, we thank all participants and donors, including the sub-teams, ISV Sankirtan team and the Sankirtan leaders. MSF of Lord Nityananda Trayodasiki, in your service, Sri Krishna Purushottam Das, ISV Sankirtan team. Hare Krishna.
We start. Let me see this. Let me play this one. This one is a little low. I put it on. I think I put it on. Yes. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Desha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatan Ki Bajayo Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Ka Shobha Manjayo Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Ki Bajayo Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Ka Shobha O Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Ka Shobha Jana Vitata Bhani Jagamana Lobham Jana Vitata Bhani Jagamana Lobham Jaga Jana Mana Lobha Gajana Mana Lobha Jaga Jana Mana Lobha Gajana Mana Agorange Aroti Shobha Jaga Jana Mana Lobha Gaura Haribo Gaura Haribo Ayanamanana Agorange Arotik Shobha Jagajana Manalobha Nange Anam Gaura Haribol, 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 Gaura Haribol, 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 oh Haribol, Gaura, Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Gaura Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Dakini Dai Jahan Bame Gadadhara Nikate Advaita Prabhu Viva Chatradhara Basi Hache Gaurachan Ratna Singhasanan Arati Korena Brahma Adi Deva Gane Nara Hadi Adi Kori Chamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Goshadi Gaya Shankar Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Bhaje Karatala Oh Bhaje Madhura Mridanga Bhaje Bharamara Sala Madhura 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 Bhaje Madhura 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 Bhaje Madhura Madhura Shankar Bhaje Ganda Bhaje Madhur Madhura Madhur Bhaje Shankar Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Madhura Madhura Madhur Bhaje Madhura Madhura Madhur Bhaje Madhura 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 Bhaje Madhura 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 Bhaje Gaura Haribol 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 Gaura Haribol Nitai Gaura Haribol 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 Gaura Haribol Haribol Bahu koti chandra jini vadana ujwala Gauranga Nitai Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujwala Gala Deshe Vanamala Kore Jalamala Shiva Ashuka Narada Preme Gadgadha Shiva Shukanarada Preme Gadgadha Glories Sunanda Bhakati Vinodade Gaurara Sampada Bhakati Vinodade Gaurara Sampada Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandir Arati Shobha Jaya Jaya Gaura Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandir Arati Shobha Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandir Ajana Vitadavane Jagamana Lobha Jana Vitadavane Jagamana Lobha Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Hey Gaurange Aroti Shobha Jagajanamana Lobha Gaurange Aroti Shobha Jagajanamana Lobha Bhanka bhaje ganda bhaje madhura 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 bhaje madhura 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 bhaje oh haribo madhura 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 bhaje Madhura 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 bhaje Madhura 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 Bhaje Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. I'm too tired. Okay. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Anya Prabhu Nitya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Gaura Haribo Haribo Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. Gauranga. Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga. Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaura. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram. Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram. Gauraga. Jaya Nitai, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Nitai. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Om Vishnuvad Paramahansa Parivrajikacharya Ashtottara Sarasri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnuvad Paramahansa Parivrajikacharya Ashtottara Sarasri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Ho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Sam Veta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Brihat Mridanga Ki Jai, Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai, Sri Sri Nityananda Ram Appearance Day Ki Jai, Gauda Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Hare Krishna. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रह्लादलाददायिने हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः शीलटङ्कानकालये शीलटङ्कानकालये इतो नृसिंहा परतो नृसिंहा इतो नृसिंहा परतो नृसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नृसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नृसिंहा बहि नृसिंहा हृदये नृसिंहा बहि नृसिंहा हृदये नृसिंहा नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवारे नाकम् अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमलवारे नाकाम् अद्भुत शृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे अवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय नरहरि जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय नरहरि जय भक्त प्रहलाद भक्त प्रहलाद भक्त प्रहलाद जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे नरसिंहदेव भगवान की भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की श्रील प्रभुपाद की समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की निताय गौर गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे हरे
Once again, a big round of applause for our special guest of honor tonight, His Grace Sunanda Prabhu. We thank him very much for leading a very nice and ecstatic kirtan tonight. Also thank Priya Kishori Devi Dasi for the Narsim Dev prayers. Next, we'll have Prasadam, and Prasadam will be served inside the temple hall to my right side here, just like we did on last Sunday. And devotees can exit from this middle door here, come back in and form a queue. And once you have your Prasadam plate, you can form rows and have a seat comfortably on my left side of the hall and honor Prasadam. And Damodar Vamshidhari Prabhu will be having a small stall where he'll be distributing calendars to all our sponsors who generously donated Lakshmi to our temple in 2013. So while you wait in the queue, feel free to talk to Prabhuji and get your copy of the calendar. Hare Krishna. Now we'll sing Prasadam prayers all together. And you can also pick up the entire festival calendar for 2014 at the same table. Priya Kishori will lead Prasadam prayers.
जोडेन्द्रिया ताहे काल जीवे पेले विषय सागरे तार मध्य जीवायति लोभ मोह सुदुर्मति ताके चित्ता कठिन संसारे कृष्णा बड़ो दयामय कोरी भरे जीव महाराज स्वप्रसाद अन्न दिलो बाय सेयनामृत पावो राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ ताय प्रेमे डाको श्री चैतन्य निताय महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नमो ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्यवतं राजन् विश्वासनैव जायते प्रसादे सर्व दुःखानां हानिरास्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिपर्यवतिष्ठते भगवत श्री महाप्रसादम की श्री नित्यानंद त्रयोदशी की श्री राधा मदन मोहन महाप्रभु की all glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Please come take prasadam.
Hare Krishna, kindly form a queue from the hallway here. Hare Krishna, please make a queue and take your prasadam plate.